If you're looking for an affordable way to refresh your 1997 to 2006 TJ Wrangler, these factory-style fender flares with the front extensions will be just what you need. Now, factory plastics can get pretty beat up, especially on those earlier gen Wranglers, whether that's from abuse from taking it off-road to something as simple as just age, wear and tear, and sun damage. Now, this set will do a fantastic job at revitalizing the look of your fenders and include a full set front to back with the extensions in order to do it, making it great if you're looking for all four corners as far as a refresh is concerned and you're not looking to completely break the bank. These will feature an OE style construction, so you can expect factory-like fenders just with a refreshed appearance compared to what's currently on your Jeep. Now, these will also carry over the stock width, protecting the sides of your Wrangler with roughly 3 inches in the front and the same in the rear. Now, the front fenders, as you can see, will also have provisions to swap over the marker light or upgrade with an OE style mounting system. Now, these will be tough, made of a thermoplastic material, so they will be resilient and flexible for good fitment on your TJ. The fenders will also be UV treated, so they'll resist any harsh sun damage a lot better than the factory plastics. This will also include all of the hardware that you need in order to install this, but will not include that marker light, so just keep in mind that you will have to swap that over. This set's going to be super affordable at roughly $250. Now, compared to other options on the page, this again is going to come with a full 6-piece set and will be true to OE specs, as to where some other kits will take more of that non-traditional or aftermarket approach when it comes to the styling and width. Now, I think if you're just looking for one of the most affordable options that you can get for a quality set of OE style flares, then this is going to be right up your alley. Installing this will be a 1 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter, taking you about 3 hours to get the job done. Now, at this point, we can head over to the shop and check out a detailed breakdown on how to get these onto your TJ at home. So that is going to wrap it up for me. Let's go ahead and get into it.
For this install, you will need a drill, a ratchet, 8mm socket, Phillips head screwdriver, an 1/8 inch drill bit, and a Sharpie. What's up, guys? Today we're going to be doing some fender flares on our Wrangler, so let's get started. So we're going to start by removing our bulb from our little side marker socket here. So we're going to grab onto that and go ahead and give it a 1/4 turn counterclockwise and remove the whole socket and bulb assembly. So it'll just pop out just like that. And we're going to let that hang out of the way back here. Just make sure you don't hit the bulb or anything, you should be fine. And then we'll come in and remove all of the bolts holding our flare in place with our 10mm socket on our ratchet. So now we'll start up front here and we'll remove all of our screws holding our flare in place using our 8mm socket on our ratchet. Now, notice we do have a few of ours missing. That is due to many previous installs over time, and this is a pretty well-used older Jeep, so. So next we can go ahead and remove our flare. Pop that out. Once we have it out, we're gonna go ahead and turn it over. And there's this little kind of like washer screw on the back of our bulb socket here. We're just gonna go ahead and twist that off. You don't need a wrench, it shouldn't be that tight. Once we have that off, we go ahead and pull our housing out. We're going to save this because we're going to be swapping that to our new flare. We can set this one aside. So now, just like with the front flare, the rear flare is held on with the screws around the inside. And same thing, we're going to grab our 8mm socket on our ratchet and go ahead and remove all those. There is no lighting on the rear, so we'll just go ahead and pop it off after we get all that out. So now that we have both of these flares off, you can go ahead and repeat this same process for the other side. So now we can go ahead and begin installing our flares. We're going to start with the rear one. Now one thing to note here is because our Jeep has been modified and gone through a bunch of different installs over the years, we do have some riv nuts already into our body here. So we're going to reuse our factory hardware. However, this kit does come with new hardware for self-tapping screws and backing for that, so you don't have to do this type of insert for the flares themselves. So just keeping that in mind, we'll go ahead and get ours installed. Same exact process either way. So we'll line up our two locators here at the top, go ahead and get this set on, get our hardware installed. So we'll start up front and work our way around the back. And once you have the rear one installed, you can go ahead and do the same thing for the other side, then we'll move to our front. So now it's time to install our extensions first for our new flares. Now you notice again, we already have riv nuts on our Jeep here. If you do not have those, you will need to install them in order to correctly mount this. And what you would do is go ahead and mark your holes with your extension, like so. Once you line that up, you can reach back here and mark those openings, and then go ahead and drill those out with pilot holes and install your riv nuts with a rivet tool. So since we have ours installed, we're going to go ahead and loosely install our provided hardware. Go ahead and get these in place. You want to make sure your washers stay right on the heads of the bolts. And if you'll notice here, the extensions do have openings where you can slide onto your hardware, pull it back, lock it in place, and then we'll tighten it down. So that's what we're going to do now. Make sure that locks in. And we'll go ahead and tighten those down again with our 8mm socket on our ratchet. So now we'll go ahead and install our factory marker light housing into our new flare. So we're going to line up that little plastic locator there. And these do have little hooks on the top here. So we'll go ahead and get those through, pop that on. Then we'll grab that little set nut that we took off the factory one. Just place that right back on, just like so. Now that we have that on, just like the rear flare, we're going to line up our two locators, get this into position. And again, we will be reusing our factory hardware. So we'll get that in place and reinstall our bulb socket into our marker light housing. Now you want to make sure you tuck your flare back in behind your extension, like so. And this may require a little bit of massaging into position. It's okay, it's quite normal. So once we have it loosely in position, we'll go ahead and get a couple of our bolts in place. Now that we have our flare on, we can go ahead and reinstall our bulb socket. And once we get it seated back into our housing, we'll go ahead and give it a quarter turn clockwise and lock it in position. So now that we have everything installed on this side, you can go ahead and repeat the same process for the other side. Alrighty guys, that about wraps up our review and install of our factory style fender flares with front extensions for your 97 to 06 Jeep Wrangler JK. Thanks for watching, and as always, for everything Wrangler, keep it right here at ExtremeTerrain.com.